Alright, hello everyone. So today I want to talk about the messages that many creators outside the United States may eventually receive in their, say, YouTube accounts or AdSense accounts. It usually is something like, your tax form expired, or you must submit a tax information, or say Google will withhold tax for your payout. And this involves a really crucial issue that we need to understand and we need to make it correct in order to sort of reduce this withholding rate to our benefits amount. So first, you have to understand the entity in this kind of tax relationship. You might say, well, Google is like a global company. They do have a lot of branches and maybe associated new companies around the world, but ultimately Google is a US company. Okay, so under the chapter 3 of the US Internal Revenue Code, so if it's a US company, that US company must collect tax information, tax documentations when they pay income. For example, if the creator is a foreigner or foreign person, they have to pay that. If they pay that, they have to collect information. Collect the tax documentation is their duty. So this is kind of required by law. It's not they have to do this themselves. It's just that they're required to do this. And a lot of my clients is like creators, or maybe they make website and then they use ads revenue, something like that, like AdSense, right? Or maybe they're YouTubers that make YouTube videos, but ultimately it's through the AdSense account, but it's a specialized YouTube account, YouTube AdSense channel. But here's the thing, whether it's YouTube AdSense and all that, it's still a US company that you're dealing with. Because of that, the Google has the legal obligation to determine whether the creators or whether the partners, for example, you build a website, you build a SaaS, you build an app or whatever, you build an app, you use the ad mob, right? It's still, this all kind of product line that Google provides. It's still, but doesn't really matter. It can be any other multinational companies. Okay, so that's a big company, big platform has the obligation to determine whether the creators or the partners is a US person or a foreign person before they make the payment. So that's the reason they need to collect. Or if you provide this at when you first, for example, when you enter into some agreements or enter some partnership with these companies, you might fill some of the information and then automatically file that for you. But it sometimes will expire and you don't even remember that you provide this information. That's pretty natural, okay? But you have to update that, okay?